Hey everyone, welcome to the NoDQ.com live recap of Friday Night SmackDown for November 7th, 2025. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live or on demand. Caleb Jacobs is here, who sent in $1.86 in a super chat. Thank you, Caleb. Hope you're doing well. Let's get to SmackDown. We're coming off Saturday night's main event. We have Survivor Series in just a few weeks. We have John Cena's retirement. Let's break down SmackDown. Well, we opened up the show as we usually do as of the past several months. We had the world champion, Cody Rhodes, come into the ring. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Cody comes to the ring. So, what do you want to talk about? He says it every single time, every single promo, except for that 1 week he didn't. He brought up Drew McIntyre. He said that Drew McIntyre is impressive, but he's also self-sabotaging. He wanted to know who was next to face him. And we had an interruption from Aleister Black with Zelina Vega. Aleister said that he is ready for something new after going through Damian Priest. We all know what that means. It means Damian Priest is not far behind. Anyway, Zelina got in Cody's face and said that his nightmare begins now. She slapped him, and the match was set up. Nick Aldis came out there and made it official for the main event. And as Caleb pointed out, this is a rematch from AEW, Cody Rhodes versus Aleister Black. Aleister was attacking Cody when he made his AEW debut as Malakai Black. Segment was fine. Standard opening SmackDown segment, set up the main event, very basic. We had Ilja Dragunov passing by Talla Tonga before he headed to the ring. Dragunov was there for the United States Open Challenge match. Tommaso Ciampa came out there with Gargano and Candice LeRae. He got on the microphone. He said he's not a jackass, but the crowd, of course, chanted jackass at him. And Dragunov accepted the challenge of Johnny Gargano and not Ciampa. So he's ducking Ciampa for whatever reason. We had this match. Ciampa provided an immediate distraction, and Dragunov managed to recover from that. He built up some momentum. He did a top rope knee drop, but Gargano kicked out of that. And then Gargano was able to catch Dragunov coming off the top again, and he hit a poison rana. Then Dragunov came back, did the senton. Gargano was able to counter the H-bomb, and then Candice LeRae attacked Dragunov while the referee was checking on Gargano. However, Dragunov managed to come back from that, and he picked up the victory with the H-bomb. It was a good match, solid match here for Dragunov, picks up another win. And then backstage, we had Sami Zayn talking to Nick Aldis. Zayn said that he wanted to have Fenix's back for Rey Fenix's match against Talla Tonga, but Aldis said that Sami Zayn has not been cleared and needs to focus on his health. Then R-Truth came into the room and said he wanted to be in John Cena's tournament, and he handed over his balls to Nick Aldis, the tumbler balls. And Aldis said that R-Truth was already in contention to potentially be in the tournament. So R-Truth took his balls back from the hand of Nick Aldis. It was dumb. Definitely not R-Truth's best work, but let's face it, it's stale at this point. R-Truth was funny for a while, and then they let him go, and then they brought him back, and he was serious, and now he's comic relief again. And I don't think anybody really cares that much. We had Jade Cargill come into the ring as the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and she had very little to say. She kept it short and sweet. She just issued a warning to the locker room and said that she is, in fact, that bitch. She slammed down the mic, and as she was leaving, though, we had a little tease of what could be a WrestleMania match. We'll see. Charlotte Flair and Alexa coming out to the ring. Charlotte had a match with Nia Jax, and we had a little tease of a face-off between Charlotte and Jade Cargill. Wouldn't shock me if Charlotte and Alexa dropped the titles to the Kabuki Warriors, and then Charlotte, maybe she wins the Royal Rumble. We'll see. Before we had Charlotte versus Nia, though, we had a little backstage confrontation between Jade and B-Fab, and a match was set up for next week. Looks like we got the first person that Jade's going to run through as champion. Then we had Charlotte and Nia, which was fine. They did what I think was a little callback to their match several years ago, I think 4 years ago, when the two of them, it felt like they were actually shooting with each other. Back then, they were going back and forth, and it looks like they did something very similar here as like maybe a little tribute to that, where they were shoving each other, slapping each other around. And then Charlotte came off the top of the crossbody. She did some chops, and she got Nia down with a chop block, and somewhere around here, the screen went black for several seconds, and as it turns out, Charlotte had a little wardrobe malfunction, and that's why they blacked it out. But she got her top back on properly, and then Charlotte was able to avoid the Annihilator. Nia countered the figure four, but then Charlotte hit a tornado DDT. Nia kicked out of that, and then we had an appearance from Lash Legend, who was appearing on SmackDown several months ago, but not officially called up. She attacked Alexa, was choking her out and swinging her like a rag doll, similar to what Chyna did to Marlena back in '97. Nia took advantage of a distracted Charlotte who was worried about her friend. Nia picked up the victory with the Annihilator. And this was all right. You know, not the stupid baby face moment that I don't like, because in this case, Charlotte was worried about her friend. So to me, this was okay. Charlotte was more concerned about Alexa, and it cost her the match. Lash Legend appears to be officially on SmackDown with Nia Jax. That's fine. I'm cool with them as a tag team. No issues there. And then backstage, we had Nick Aldis announcing 2 more tournament matches in the John Cena tournament to figure out who's going to be his last opponent. We got next week on SmackDown, The Miz versus Jey Uso, which looks like Miz ain't going too far in this tournament. And then LA Knight versus a surprise person. Nick Aldis did not reveal who LA Knight's opponent will be. So it looks like this will be Joe Hendry, Matt Cardona, one of those guys. I don't know. But I hope LA Knight wins unless it's a really significant name. It would suck if LA Knight lost the first round to Joe Hendry or Matt Cardona. So I don't know how I feel about this. Like it should be a name that is significant enough that could defeat LA Knight. Otherwise, it's a little bit of a letdown as far as I'm concerned. But we'll see what they come up with for next week. Could it be Ricky Saints? Who knows? We had a promo with Nia Jax and Lash Legend, and Lash said that they are going straight to the top. We'll see what happens with them. We then had the Women's United States Championship match. Giulia defending against Chelsea Green. Ethan Page was there at ringside for this one. They exchanged slaps right off the bat, but Giulia quickly gained control and dominated the match. But then Kiana James got involved and Alba Fire attacked Kiana, and this allowed Chelsea to roll up Chelsea rolled up Giulia, I should say. Chelsea rolled up Giulia, put her feet on the ropes, and got the 1-2-3 victory in a match that just went a couple of minutes. I'm fine with Chelsea being the Women's US champion, but man, this was a lackluster run for Giulia. She was champion for like 133 days and nothing memorable about that title run whatsoever. Happy for Chelsea, but man, Giulia is not doing so great right now. She came out there, she basically got crickets. Crowd doesn't care about her. It's funny because both her and Stephanie Vaquer seemed to have similar momentum when they were signed. Stephanie's gone right to the top, and Giulia is just an afterthought at this point. So seems like they got to hit the reset button on Giulia. Hopefully they can build up Chelsea and make her a more serious competitor. Otherwise, the U.S. title is just a joke at this point. We had Solo Sikoa backstage with the MFTs, and he said that Dragunov and the Wyatts have championships that belong to them. And then they left for their match, and as they left, we saw the Wyatts creep over, but Eric Rowan held them back. They're staying very civil right now, which is unlike these maniacs. We had Charlotte Flair and Alexa in the medical room, and as it turns out, the doctor was actually Asuka in disguise. Asuka sprayed her mist at them and then took off with Kairi Sane. So a little tease for that. It was a cool cameo from Asuka, even though she's not a champion, so she really shouldn't be on both shows, but whatever. We had Rey Fenix versus Talla Tonga. I don't care about the MFTs. Rey Fenix is another talent on the show that seems to be going nowhere. Match was fine. Your standard big guy versus a little guy match. Motor City Machine Guns and Nakamura were able to brawl with the MFTs and get them out of the way. So it was just one-on-one, although Solo was out there. Phoenix tried to go right after Tala, but ended up being overwhelmed. And Tala gave Rey a big boot that sent him off the apron into the barricade. After the break, Phoenix tried to fight back. Tala turned him inside out with a clothesline. Eventually, Phoenix was able to make a comeback, and he did a top rope crossbody. Tala kicked out of that, and then he tried to come off the top again, but Tala caught him, powerbombed him, and then chokeslammed him for the victory. We need that Penta and Rey Fenix reunion because Phoenix is just becoming like a side character at this point, while Penta is actually a superstar. I mean, Phoenix is almost enhancement talent at this point. Quite interesting how different their career paths have gone in WWE. Talla Tonga is a guy who will be pushed for 6 months, and then I feel like he'll be putting over people and won't really have anything to do, but whatever. Yeah, so I didn't care too much about this one. And then after the match, Solo wanted the Samoan Spike to Phoenix, but Sami Zayn ran out there with a chair, despite the orders of Nick Aldis. I feel kind of bad for Sami Zayn that he's stuck in this storyline. We had a backstage interview with The Miz. He talked about how he's made Carmelo Hayes relevant, and he said that since he beat John Cena at WrestleMania, he should have just automatically been Cena's final opponent. There shouldn't have even been a tournament, but he said since there is one, he will win it. But like I said earlier, he's fighting Jay. Highly unlikely Jay's losing next week. We then had our main event, Cody Rhodes versus Aleister Black. Black avoided the early disaster kick attempt from Cody, but then Cody did hit it after the break. He nailed the Cody cutter, but Aleister kicked out of that. Then went back and forth for a little bit, and then they took each other down with kicks. Then all of a sudden, Drew McIntyre, who was dressed in white, which in AEW, that's angle alert. Somebody's getting busted open, but turns out he was just wearing white for the hell of it. He took down the referee with a claymore, so the match was thrown out. Cody went after McIntyre, and then Aleister Black helped out McIntyre. And then we had Damian Priest run out there, and we had the four guys brawling. Zelina Vega went after Priest, but then Black targeted the bad eye of Damian Priest. Cody took out McIntyre with a Cody cutter, and then Nick Aldis came out there and said that Drew McIntyre is suspended. And that was the end of SmackDown. Drew McIntyre suspended. No big angle. I really thought we were going to get something like McIntyre was going to beat the hell out of Cody and bloody him up or something, and that was why he was wearing white. The end result here, I thought was really lackluster. McIntyre looked like a fool again. Cody lays him out, and then Aldis suspends McIntyre for doing a run-in, attacking the referee, I guess. But, I mean, this stuff happens all the time. I don't know. It felt flat to me. McIntyre, I'm not sure what he's doing from this point. And the Priest, Aleister Black angle, I'm kind of over it at this point. It was predictable that Priest would come out at the end. Another flat SmackDown, in my opinion. We got a title change, and I feel like it didn't even mean anything. The title is so unimportant at this point, and the whole show just felt very skippable to me. I give it 4 out of 10. Another lackluster SmackDown. Not really much to build up Survivor Series. I mean, there was more to hype up Cena's match than Survivor Series. I don't know. It just didn't really feel like a show that I was invested in at any real point. Building Nexus sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for that, Building Nexus. I appreciate it. Says, Drew McIntyre versus Nick Aldis? I guess you could do that, but I really feel like McIntyre needs something more significant. He should have won the world title. That's what he needed. McIntyre versus Aldis. I mean, I was more intrigued in Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis, and they never pulled the trigger on it. So I guess you could do this, but WWE already missed a great opportunity to get Nick Aldis in the ring. You know, they could have done something with him and Randy Orton. Where's Orton, by the way? Like, they were teasing Randy Orton versus Cody. I mean, are they waiting for the Royal Rumble? I don't know. But right now, Cody really needs an interesting storyline, and the McIntyre one just isn't cutting it for me at this point. That's all I got for SmackDown, and I will be coming back. No DQ's 27-year anniversary is this weekend on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. I will be doing a special No DQ&A video to celebrate 27 years of No DQ. You guys can send in questions, nodqmisc@gmail.com. I think Dynamite was actually maybe a very slightly better show than SmackDown. That's for you, Michael Wayne. But not much. I mean, they were pretty much on the same level. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in for the Q&A. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. Say yes to No DQ, and I will see you all next time.